Hello, everybody. How are you doing? So, I welcome you to my channel today. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope that you are, in some sense, able to feel truly like yourself. And I think that's what this video is about. It's very cliche, INFP topic, but it appears to me that when I'm struggling to have this felt keyword here, felt value sort of response, that I am not as fully human, and I'm not really engaging my heart and my spirit, you could say, my soul. And it requires a serious degree of reflection, I think, like contemplation, reflection, a way of being and relating in the world that is extremely independent, I think, of others. It's I think it's concerned with control. It's really interesting. I don't consider myself to be a controlling person, but I think emotionally I am. It's like I want to be extremely in control of my emotions, extremely in control of how I feel, to an extreme. And I think this is very interesting because it's I think at its best it's like I want to be stable, I want to be hopeful, I want to be when everyone out there is falling apart, I want to be completely strong and courageous and stable, at peace, really, despite any kind of chaos that might be going on in the world. So I was like, real quick, I'm sitting here and we have the sprinkler system on outside, and there's this little bird, this little chickadee, just like playing in the puddle. And I thought it was the most beautiful thing in the world, so I wanted to share it with you guys. But yeah, what I wanted to bring up here in this video, and hopefully if you're willing, hear your perspective and thoughts on, was the topic of mood, motivation, and momentum. Mood, motivation, and momentum. And I think you could probably summarize this with engagement and flow. I think as human beings, we're not really supposed to be operating in a world that is making us feel anxious, overwhelmed. I think we're supposed to be able to really navigate the world with a sense of psychological control, engagement, and more often than not, positive emotion, social relationships. This is resiliency. This is what I'm referring to in this video as momentum. There are many things in our lives that keep us from feeling engaged, that block that sense of momentum and engagement. And we need to do the real work to try to investigate, what's going on. All we can really do is investigate this and become more aware, really, of our emotional lives, our feelings, our thoughts. That's where true well-being is, I think. It's a degree of mastering your emotional life, something like that. So, what I was so interested in discussing in this video was momentum, because it appears to me that our mood states sort of can build and then sort of act like a positive feedback mechanism, like in the human body when if you get cut and there's blood, there's this clotting system and feedback loop that makes the clotting increase and increase and increase. And I see well-being, psychological engagement, as a form of a positive feedback. That is to say, when we start to do things we enjoy, or start to manage our conflicts, we start to feel more confident that we can do it. We start to feel like, oh my goodness, this interests me, and we start to kind of invest into really being a healthier, happier person. These sort of positive lifestyle choices, right, could be related to diet, could be related to exercise, it could be related to relationships. Once we engage in these positive ways of relating to the world, we get addicted, right? And it's a healthy form of addiction and relating. So that's what I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to bring up. Uh, it appears to me that much of our physical health is really bound up in our psychological life. And when I say that, I mean what? I mean, how hopeful are you? How engaged are you? How much do you enjoy your relationships day to day? Are you willing to be vulnerable in your relationships and to yourself? Do you beat yourself up all the time? Or are you honest with yourself and give yourself time to make sense of your life and pain? And I think this reverts back to what I was saying before about contemplation. It seems necessary for me to basically take the time for me. And that sounds kind of selfish, but maybe there's something to this. I think if we have a drive innately within us to introspect, then we must do it. Otherwise, we will be empty. And I think this might be the hallmark of an emotionally stable person. I think this is where stability comes from. It comes from taking the time to find balance, and that being a priority. So, with that being said, I want to know if you can relate. And, if not, that's cool too. Either way, thank you for watching the video. I hope you have a beautiful weekend and day. Be engaged like the bird was engaged in the sprinkler. Alright, see you later.